Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Beautiful day in store. As you just heard, 75 for our high, 73 tomorrow, 75 then on Thursday. And we're talking about sunny skies today, partly cloudy tomorrow, and the sun again on Thursday. No rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future. It'd be nice to tamp down some of this here pollen, which is making me a bit crazy, but we'll survive.
Yeah. The rain over the weekend helped a little bit, but, not quite done with the pollen situation.
Comes right back,
Yeah.
They just like start emitting that pollen again almost immediately. Yikes. Parrott Structural Services bringing you portions of today's show. When you have a problem with your foundation, Parrott Structural, the guys that you want to depend upon to get it handled right. They're going to come out, they're going to give you a prognosis, a diagnosis, then they're going to tell you to get a structural engineer. Now, if they do see a problem and they need to fix it, they've got all the tools necessary and they've got so much experience, you need not worry that they're not going to have know what they're doing or not have the right tool or not know, how to handle the situation. You really can't throw these guys a ball that they can't catch when it comes to this because they've been doing it for so very, very long. Life of the structure warranty, all kinds of great stuff with Parrott Structural. ParrottSS.com, their experience and their integrity is what really tells the tale. ParrottSS.com, 668-2626, licensed, bonded, insured, and E-Verify compliant. The Supreme Court has opened the door for the dismissal of the January 6th committee's contempt charges against Steve Bannon. Now, he's already served the jail time, so I don't know what this is going to do except
Steve's
clear
probably
his
like,
record.
gee, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, the wheels of justice move oh so slowly. If he could have gotten this to the Supreme Court before he had to check into jail, they might have gone ahead and gotten it fixed. But on Monday morning, the High Court ordered Bannon's case remanded back to a district court judge, effectively overruling an appeals court ruling that had upheld his conviction. The Trump administration, having taken over the case from the previous administration, indicated its intention to dismiss the case, citing the interests of justice. It's a little late for that. Again, the guy's already spent his time in the Hooskow. I still believe that the J6 committee, and this may have something to do with why Pam Bondi got sent packing. I think the J6 committee bears looking into. There was a lot of stuff that went on there, including the destruction of evidence that they engaged in that is just so beyond criminal because they were so desperate to make January 6th worse than it was. If it was so bad, you didn't have to work to make it seem worse. You didn't have to edit movie footage to make it seem worse. But they did all of these things. They did, an amazing number of things, including, and again, having video backup helps a lot. You had a couple of Capitol Police officers get up and lie under oath. I mean, lie their butts off under oath about where they were, what they were doing, how they were handling the situation. And while they were saying, oh, I was over here doing this, you could see footage of them over there doing that.
Yeah,
and you're
like letting them in.
Yeah.
Like, come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
plus the number of people that were among the crowd.
Yeah.
Ginning everybody up.
Yeah.
We still don't have, we haven't done a deep dive on that yet.
No.
Who was there? Were there was the FBI a part of this?
Mm-hmm.
What was going on and why did that all happen? We haven't investigated that very well yet.
Now, this is one of the problems with Congress, in my opinion, and I'd love to get a hold of an honest congressperson, if you can find one, and find out exactly why it is that they don't like investigating themselves. Well, Democrats love investigating Republicans, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to something like this, where you really are like, we need to do a deep dive into the J6 committee and find out what was going on in their heads and what kind of shenanigans did they pull and why did they have an actual Hollywood producer produce a movie and produce footage of what took place on January 6th to try to make it look as bad as humanly possible. How much money did they spend on that? How much evidence did they dispose of? And what was the thought process there, except to try to round up as many semi-innocent people as possible and put them away for as long as possible to try to tarnish Donald Trump? let's have that investigation. And Congress, oh, why don't we just leave it alone? Just let it sit there. It's okay.
No,
it's in the past.
There's a reason
now.
They don't want us to do that.
Yeah,
there's a reason they want it to just kind of go away.
I know Democrats don't want it done because they're the ones who were largely responsible for this. But Republicans also just kind of shrug and go, you know what? Let's just let bygones be bygones. Let's just move on. I'm like,
no, that's a problem.
It's going to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen again. You guys, you don't learn your lesson. That given the opportunity, given the rope, these guys will hang you. They won't hang themselves. They'll hang you, and they'll do it 10 times out of 10. And you really are going to have to start stepping up and getting serious about holding their feet to the fire when things like this happen. Kash Patel at the FBI is doing a good job of clearing out a lot of the guys that were responsible for things like the raid on Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in there and you can go, all right, who's the idiot that thought it would be a great idea to bring classified marking folders and put stuff in them and throw them on the floor and take pictures as if that's the way you found it? Well, that would be me. You're out. You can leave now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not an FBI agent any longer. That's not how we do business here.
Actually, it goes beyond that. That person should be charged with something.
That's crazy.
I mean, that is crazy that you would do that.
Well,
that you would set something up like that to make it look worse than it actually was.
It's crazy that they even went into Mar-a-Lago with orders to shoot to kill if necessary, and they were going to be going up against Secret Service agents if that was what was going to happen. Absolutely insane. And then saying, we need all the cameras turned off. What? And you can't be here while we're searching. What? None of this sounds like it's human rights oriented. All of it sounds questionable. So Kash Patel can hold some people responsible for that. But once again, where are the indictments? Where are the people that are going to have to go stand in front of a judge or a jury and explain what they did and why they did it? I'm still. I shouldn't be shocked. Nothing shocks me anymore, Valerie. Nothing.
I know.
But James Comey
lived through COVID.
continues to walk free, and I'm just like, this guy signed off knowingly on 2 or maybe 3 of those FISA warrants, knowing that the stuff that they were telling the FISA court was a bunch of bunk.
Well, and I'm surprised, I really am to this point, that the things that we know, that they didn't actually go into Mar-a-Lago and plant. We talked about just the little folders,
right.
The classified folders, that they had an opportunity to go into his residence without them there. And that, I'm shocked that they didn't put something there that they could say, we're nailing the president on this.
Oh, we found cocaine.
Yeah,
Are you
just
sure you weren't at the Biden
something
place?
absolutely crazy. I'm shocked at that. I mean, if you would go to the point that you would take manila folders and put them on the floor and take photographs of them, why didn't you just take it a step further and plant something major that you could nail the president on? Because this is what you guys have been hell-bent on for years now with this president.
Some Iran attack plans.
I mean, thank God they didn't.
Yeah.
But they had an opportunity.
There are some people that I cannot figure how they sleep at night. I don't understand how Adam Schiff sleeps at night. I don't understand how Liz Cheney sleeps at night. Adam Kinzinger. I have no idea how this guy sleeps at night. Richard Blumenthal. Is that his name? Is that who I'm thinking of? And the aforementioned James Comey. I mean, how are these people night in, night out? And Jack Smith. I mean, here's another just reprehensible human being who after he was told by a judge, you cannot release this information because it is one-sided, it is misleading, and there's no verification for it. And he went ahead and leaked it to the press anyway. And you're just like, you are a reprehensible human being.
Yeah, I don't know how they set their head on the pillow at night and are able to close their eyes.
Well, maybe the new Attorney General is going to get a little more
aggressive,
excited about that stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there's also a possibility that there's just no way to nail these people to the wall, and that's kind of Washington's way. The powerful
doing things.
The powerful
I'll tell you
protect each
what.
other.
The one other thing too that came out yesterday, talking about nailing people. They need to nail the reporter that released the information.
Oh yeah.
That we had a second pilot down and missing
Yeah.
because that wasn't supposed to get out.
No.
And had they not put that out, we could have a little more easily gone in and gotten him out, and instead of jeopardizing more of our military in order to make that rescue mission. And Donald Trump talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
They need to find out who that individual is and make them an example that you never do this.
It was an Israeli reporter, I believe, who broke that story, and he says his source is going to remain confidential. Well, not being in the United States, we don't have the ability actually to. Well, hold on a second. We could pull a Maduro on him.
Hey,
8:15.
there's an idea, Richard.
Dixon and Vining.
If he's the one.
Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. If you have got a small rodent problem, you've got termites that you're concerned about. Everybody in the South has to have a termite bond, and you may as well have it with the best company going, and that would be Mr. Bugs. You can also handle their pest control, of course, and their mosquito reduction. They bundle everything together and get you one low monthly fee. It is fantastic. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. You can also call them at 941-6252. Uh-oh. Hey, there we go. Hey, I thought we were fixing this. We're not fixing this? We don't want to fix this? Okay, fine. It's Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5, talk995.com, 8:20 our time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We do have 13 hours of live and local programming every day. There's us, and then Andrew McLean does The Line. And they got Leland Live with AJ. And then you get Breaking Bread.
13 hours.
Yep.
There you go.
Will.
That is it.
The Chub Father. AJ hangs out for that one as well. Some great stuff all the way around. Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe. You're wondering, well, hold on a second. Mother's Day is on the way. Should I get my mom something special? Yes. Should I get my spouse something special? Yes. It should be from Anthony and Company Jewelers. They can design something from the ground up for you, or they can redesign a piece if that's what you're interested in, or, you know, you can just pick something from their huge selection. They've got something that fits every single budget. They've got some beautiful stuff in there that, you know, it's not an arm and a leg like a lot of jewelry stores are. There are places in this town, if you don't have a couple of grand in your pocket, no point walking through the door. That is not how they do it at Anthony and Company Jewelers. Something for every price range, and you're going to find something that you like and that she will love. And there's also jewelry for men, by the way, in case you want to see some of that. Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe, with prices so low they can't afford to have a sale. Let's hit it.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Donald Trump says Iran made a significant proposal after his ultimatum, but it is, of course, not good enough. He said it's a significant step and that he and Iran are negotiating right now. He also keeps saying, you know, the people there, they're not as crazy as the ones that were there before. They're much more reasonable. Okay. Let's see how this thing plays out. I don't think they're as reasonable as you're making them out to be, Mr. President. The fact is they're still kind of hardliners. He did speak at length about it yesterday. Sometimes during the Easter egg roll, he was actually
I know, it's like,
talking
no, focus on Easter egg.
Yeah.
And in about 45 minutes, you're going to do your speech. That's where you do that speech.
Yeah.
Don't couple the Easter egg roll with the talk of all of that.
Maybe the
more
kids
serious
don't
stuff.
need to hear all of this.
Yeah,
5-year-old's sitting there going, what's he talking about?
Who are we bombing again?
Where
Why?
are the eggs? I need to know where the eggs
Story
are.
there.
And where's the bunny? By the way, the bunny, I just want to make mention of this.
Yeah.
Much better looking bunny. It was a brown bunny with some big, huge ears, and far better than the, I don't know what kind of bunny they had before. The one that led Joe Biden around.
Right.
Remember that one?
The
It
one
was
that
a
had to
white.
go rescue.
It had the little white outfit.
Yes.
This was like light brown, looked a lot better like real bunny.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I mean,
what I mean?
except it was
Mascot.
huge. It
Yeah,
was-
I mean,
yeah.
in the mascot, realm.
Harvey-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, oh, I had to step up your game. You got a better looking bunny.
Of
And
course.
there's a great photograph, too. We talked about Barack Obama, who was standing beside the Easter bunny. There's one now of Donald Trump with his hand on the back of the bunny overlooking
Yeah.
the White House lawn.
Well, you know who's in the suit?
Who's the
Marco
bunny?
Rubio.
Is it Marco?
Yeah, I think it's Marco. It's a little Marco.
He's a little short.
That's exactly.
The
That's
bun-
why the bunny is
No,
shorter.
I mean,
than he is.
Marco's short, but
Yeah.
the bunny was kind of tall.
Oh, well, maybe it wasn't Marco.
Maybe
then.
it was his son. Maybe it's Barron.
It could have been. That would have been very tall.
That would have been
That
good.
would have been like a huge
Tall bunny.
A very frightening bunny. Yikes.
Frightening.
Former Alabama sports anchor Mike Rada arrested following an investigation into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. You might know him as the sports anchor from ABC 3340 from 96 until 2017. He was arrested April 2nd and charged with using his position or office for personal gain. The 67-year-old former broadcaster released the same day he posted $25,000 in bond. This was part of an indictment by a grand jury. Rada was most recently the regional director for Tommy Tuberville, had served as executive director of the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega from 2020 to 2024. Group came under questioning during a recent audit where a former employee accused the group's former accountant of misspending almost $250,000, as well as mismanagement between 2019 and 2024. According to a report filed by the Alabama Department of Examiners and Public Accounts, which sounds like a party place, in 2025, Rada allegedly purchased a 1968 Camaro convertible pace car from the Hall Commission. He bought it for $15,000. The group had spent nearly $23,000 fixing it up. Okay.
That's problematic.
Not a
right
good
there.
deal.
No.
Not a good deal. They lost $8,000 on that, and that's before they, without even the cost of the car being involved. That's kind of strange.
I wonder who came up with the price to sell the vehicle for.
Yeah. Report also stated that Rada's wife allegedly purchased a 1998 F-150 from the commission for $1,000. Following that audit, the Hall's entire board was removed in November of 2025, including the head that was there at the time, Adam Stocks. He was the former mayor of Pell City and owns the River radio station over in Pell City,
Yeah.
He used to work here. He used to work for
A
us
long
at
time ago.
WJOX. We've been aware of this investigation for some time and fully cooperated with the Attorney General's office at every stage. Mike voluntarily surrendered to the Talladega County Jail last Thursday evening, promptly made bond, and was released, according to Rada's attorney, a guy you might know, Tommy Spina.
Well-known attorney, local attorney.
He's quite good. Quite good. If you are accused of some sort of criminal mischief,
Tommy's a pretty good one.
pretty good.
Wins a lot of his cases.
Well, at the very least, he can mitigate damage. 826, and how about this? The House set to vote today on the sex ed reform banning contraceptive demonstrations and sexually explicit images. Someone texted us earlier and said, do they not understand that in this day and age, all of this stuff is so available everywhere? You can Google something, and 10 seconds later, you're looking at anything you want.
It's true.
Yeah. So what do they really think they're? I mean, a case can be made. We don't need to put this stuff into little kids' minds.
No, but
K
mature
through
enough.
5, maybe K through 6, and then maybe in 7th grade we kind of ease them into it.
Well, once again, this is one of those things that hopefully, parents make that decision when their child is mature enough, and it's a little bit different for every kid to begin to have those conversations, and then maybe the school a couple more grades starts getting into the realm of having these classes, but give the parents an opportunity to talk with the kids first, and that's really how that should go. But just it seems a little crazy that we're doing K through 12. Is there not a like 8th grade, maybe 7th grade? I don't know, 9th grade,
7th
somewhere
through
in
12,
there.
something like that. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's, like I said, ease them into it at that point. The person who's responsible for bringing this bill forward, Shay Shelnut, said it's going to stop the teaching of comprehensive sexual education. There's some inappropriate things being taught to our students that we don't want taught. We want it to be scientifically based, okay? We want it to be based on what's best for the students. Sexual abstinence is the best and only 100% way to avoid unwanted pregnancies and STDs. That's the main focus of what we want taught to our students. Okay, you can teach them that. I'm a big fan of teaching them that. I think you do have to teach them some of the other stuff, too. I think it's a good idea. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, it is.
And
again, you don't want your child hearing something that's completely incorrect from little Johnny on the playground or the school bus. Experienced that before.
You know little Johnny?
No, I don't know little Johnny, but a family member knew little Johnny and had wrong information. Started blurting it at home. I was like, "Oh no, we've got to sit down." I didn't know we were going to have this talk this soon, but this is what you believe from the bus, and little Johnny there. It's not all. No, it's all wrong. You got this all wrong.
You got every.
You got it
no
wrong.
part of this is right.
No, so if
For the
you're bringing it
love.
up, it's time to have a little chat.
My goodness, I don't know.
Well, that's what his brother said. I was like, well, his brother's wrong too.
That's right.
All three of you have it wrong.
It begs the question. I don't remember exactly when. I mean, I picked all my knowledge up on the street, like most guys, and I wish I could tell you the day
Yeah, I just
that it just sort of happened.
Yeah.
It kind of washed over me. At one point, I was like, oh, okay.
I think it was like, I'm thinking like 6th grade.
Yeah.
That there was just a little it wasn't anything major. It was just kind of the birds and the bees. You know, you got
right.
simple.
Yeah.
It was just simple. There wasn't anything
Try to keep it
complicated about it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. At that point,
And then 7th grade,
Yeah. But
In
9th
8th
grade is
grade,
when you
you're
really
like-
start to get interested in it. You're like,
You're
hey,
like, hey, could we take that class
what,
again?
What,
was that
it we were-
about?
what?
I
I
need
seem to
a
recall
little more
there
information.
was some interesting language in there. Where's
Right.
that book? Can I get that out of the library? That, of course, is Linda Ronstadt. Great voice.
Actually, this is not Linda Ronstadt.
Oh.
This is Terry Clark doing Linda Ronstadt's song.
Terry Clark. I thought this sounded a little different than the original version that I was aware of, but I thought it might just been a different take. Linda Ronstadt did not write this song either. Linda Ronstadt didn't really write a lot of songs. I don't think she wrote anything, to be honest with you. This was written by Warren Zevon, of all people. Yeah. 8:35, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. There's your little piece of knowledge for the day, in case you needed that. You can
Thank you for that.
wander around with it.
Thank you.
Take it with you. Here's another piece of knowledge. If you have a piece of real estate that you would like to sell, Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing can make that happen for you. GTauctions.com. They've got an auction coming up. It's April the 16th, 1 p.m. in Kimberly. They've got 3 big old chunks of land that they're selling. They're all connected. You know, they're all right next to each other. So you can buy one or you can buy 2. And you can buy all 3 of them if you're so inclined. You know, it'd be weird if you bought one on each side and then left the one in the middle. That would be really, don't do that. That would be crazy. The one in the middle, by the way, is the one that has the big house on it and a barn. And then there's barns and stables on the other pieces of property as well. It is a lot of acreage split up into 3 different pieces, and you can find out more at gtauctions.com. If you'd like to sell a piece of property or the old homestead via auction, there's a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot to like about it. There's so many positives, like knowing the date of sale and the date of close and no contingencies, and you get all the money because the buyer pays the closing costs and the cost of sale. Find out more, gtauctions.com. gtauctions.com is where you need to go to get her done. And don't forget about the big sale coming up April 16th, 1 o'clock in Kimberly. 8:36, let's do this. And now, the NCAA March Madness tournament is over. A winner has been declared. And here to discuss it is Molly Robinson.
Hello.
Good morning, Molly.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Like, normally I say happy Monday.
I know, we
Happy
almost.
Tuesday.
Hope you're well.
I'm doing great. How are you
Good.
guys?
We're excellent.
Pretty good. Saw
Good.
none of the game last night.
No.
You didn't?
I saw
First
the
5
tip-off
minutes.
and I fell
It
asleep.
was pretty late.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I went to bed a little later than usually last night.
Yeah.
That's well. You have you have a bedtime, young lady.
I do.
You need to make sure that you're
I have a bedtime. I have a
curfew, everything.
That's
yes,
good.
I don't get allowance.
you should.
No allowance.
So unfair.
Well, you're doing it all wrong.
So Michigan, of course, the winners
Yeah.
there. Congratulations, 6 points. Tell me this: was it close throughout the game, or did it look like a runaway at some point?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think everyone knew that Michigan was going to win.
I felt that in my bones.
I didn't see anyone pick UConn. The only people that picked UConn were the people who maybe that was their alma mater, had graduated from UConn.
Yeah.
But I mean, early on they kind of had some shooting issues, and you kind of thought for like a split second there, like okay, okay, maybe UConn can hang on. But as soon as that second half started,
That was it.
that was it.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt. They overcame those issues. I felt bad because Yaxel Lindeborg, it was clear he wasn't feeling well. He told Tracy Wolfson in the halftime interview, he was like, I feel awful. Like, he was like, I feel weak. Like, I'm not playing my game the best of my ability, but, just need to come out in the second half and play better. And they did. And now they're hoisting up the national championship trophy for the first time since 1989, I believe.
Wow.
Good for them.
The
Bravo.
thing that caught me about the first half, though, because I was out with some friends and we were having dinner last night and they had the game on. The thing that caught me is I looked up, like, I want to say with about 3 minutes to go in the first half, and UConn's already got 10-plus fouls and Michigan's got like 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, UConn really ran into some foul trouble last night. And they also kind of got cold offensively as well, which really hurt them. And, Michigan, they're inevitable. When UConn started slowing down, that's when Michigan really picked things up. And, UConn, they were kind of teetering, they looked like they were out of answers for Michigan. And at one point, I think they missed 13 consecutive three-pointers. So they got cold
That's
from
not gonna
beyond the
help.
arc as well.
Oucha McGoucha. Maybe it was nerves. I don't know. And these guys were
Maybe.
going for their 3rd in 4 years, right?
I was about to say, if anybody's not going to be nervous, I feel like it should be UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially
Without
when
the
Danny
pressure.
Hurley is your coach.
It seems like they should have been a little bit more up for it, but oh well. These things happen. Michigan was kind of a team of destiny. They've been winning their
were.
way through this stuff all year long. Now, speaking of teams of destiny, Auburn kind of cut through the NIT like a knife
That was
through
pretty
hot
good.
butter.
Congratulations
It was
to
pretty
them.
good.
Yeah, it got scary at one point though for Auburn.
Yeah, they
I
had,
mean, Tulsa came crawling back,
Yep.
sending in the overtime.
Yep.
I mean, at one point, Auburn led by, I believe, 21.
yeah, and somehow managed to, in the most Auburn way possible,
Oh man.
let that slip away.
You know what? I said that too.
Yeah,
I was like, Auburn, if they lose this game, that would be the most Auburn thing
be the
ever.
Auburnist thing
Auburnist.
we've
But they
ever
did it.
seen.
They
No.
win the NIT, I believe, the first NIT
Mhm.
in the state of Alabama.
Yep.
I know someone said it was the first national title in the state of Alabama, but that is actually incorrect.
Yeah, that is incorrect.
Yeah. I was like, not quite.
But look, props to them. Stephen Pearl said when they accepted the invitation, they said, look, we're a basketball team. We play basketball. This is what we do. We want there to be more basketball.
Yeah.
So we're going to show up and play. There are a lot of teams that get that invite to the NIT and they turn it down. They're just like, we don't want to play in your crappy little tournament.
Is that how it sounds?
I appreciate
Well, hey,
the fact
Auburn
that
is the 69th best team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're number 69. Woo! Congratulations
Put that on a shirt.
to them. What do you see for the future? I mean, I think this goes a long way toward keeping Stephen Pearl there.
They're not gonna get rid of him.
He certainly needs another year
Yeah.
to see where he stands, but I mean, he's no Bruce Pearl, and that's a problem.
No. And I mean, call him a Nepo baby all you want, but even Bruce came out and admitted it. Like, did I help my son get the job?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm,
But,
that's
like,
obvious.
it's year one.
Yeah.
Brand new coach, brand new system. I mean, this day and age in college basketball, you're pretty much going to have a brand new roster every single year because of NIL and the transfer portal.
Yeah, no doubt.
So just times are different. And I mean, I can't remember. I don't know if you guys saw it, but someone came out with a graphic that basically, in the Sweet 16, they took the starting five for every team and they put the logo of where that student basically started their basketball career.
Mhm.
And I think there was only one school that all five was the same.
Wow.
And I want to say it was Michigan State. I could be wrong. I mean, that feels like forever ago now, the Sweet 16. But look at like a guy like Yaxel Lindeborg. Started out playing, I think, D2 ball, then goes to UAB, and now look at him being the best player at Michigan. Not last
Amazing.
night necessarily, but throughout
Yeah.
the year.
For quite a bit of it.
It's just a crazy age in college basketball. It's unpredictable, given NIL and the portal and everything. But give them time.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, people are like, oh, we want results right away. It's like, that's really going to happen unless you just have cash to burn.
Right. And speaking of giving it time, Nate Oates just got
Yeah,
a
he
contract
did.
extension.
Huge
Yeah.
for Nate Oates.
Your thoughts on the extension and what he's done at Alabama?
Oh, I mean, what he's done has been incredible. I mean, took him to a Final Four. That was only 2 years ago now.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, number one overall seed a couple of years ago as well. Also been a number one seed. No, I think it's a great move for Alabama. And I know a lot of people were worried about the North Carolina job coming
Yeah.
open.
Mhm.
I personally, clearly not, but because now we know. Hindsight's always 20/20. None of us on our side ever really thought that there would be a worry.
But you never know.
But you never know.
Somebody can scoop in and
Right.
say, hey,
And especially if there's
here's the
money
money.
involved.
Right.
But no, I never thought that he was going to leave to go to North Carolina. And they did find their guy. They just hired the Denver Nuggets head coach. I think his name is Michael Malone.
All righty. Well, let's see how that plays out
Yes,
in
Michael
years
Malone.
to come. The president signed an executive order having to do with NIL and transfer portal and stuff, and I'm not really sure how much weight it carries, to be honest with you. The NCAA kind of makes their own rules, and I don't think they have to bow down to the president of the United States or anybody else for that matter. But if they could codify it, the idea of there being only, for one thing, 5 years of eligibility, end of story. There's not going to be any of this
You get
6-year, 7-year nonsense.
5 to play 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one transfer. You do one transfer without having to sit out and wait.
I wish.
And if you did a second one, then you would have to sit out and wait. Or if you have already graduated, if you got a 4-year degree, then you can go ahead and transfer. Was the other thing.
Does this stick, though? That's the question.
What do you think? Are these good plans? And
I mean, people are always going to find loopholes. They have since the dawn of time. I just kind of wish that we had more, I guess, guardrails on NIL as a whole, because when there's not really any rhyme or reason, it feels like, because you just have these kids making millions of dollars to play 1 year. I mean, Carson Beck, who, obviously played at Georgia, then went to Miami, prime example. people like Arch Manning or Quinn Ewers, like they go to schools like Texas, and then you have someone like Cody Campbell, who's a billionaire donating all this money to Texas Tech, and it's like NIL should be a student athlete, like the star running back supporting a local small business.
Yeah.
Not a Lamborghini deal.
Right.
But we know that was inevitable and that was bound to happen as soon as they kind of announced that, hey, you know, athletes can now take advantage of their name, image, and likeness. But, I mean, as much as they put law and order, like, it's never
They
gonna
need a
be-
cap on that.
They do. But people are always going to find loopholes. I mean, the $100 bill handshake has been around since when?
Yeah. Beginning of time.
Beginning of time. Like
Beginning of
there's-
football. Beginning of basketball.
People are always going to find a way to give athletes their money.
Agreed.
Friends of the program.
Agreed. Very little doubt about that. But we'll see how it goes, and maybe the NCAA will codify some of this and figure out a way to stem, you know, even if just putting a little bit of like you say, guardrails on it
Something.
would probably make a difference. Because it really is getting crazy when every year you have to go recruit a whole new team. This is not what college football was supposed to be.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Molly. We appreciate you as always, and we'll kick in again, I guess, when we get to football season.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little ways
In
off
a long, long
Yeah.
desert.
Has the
without-
countdown started over there, by the way?
for football season.
I think it starts at 100 days.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong.
Not yet then.
I know guys that start way, way before that.
They started counting last night.
Yeah, exactly. 8:50. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Jerry says, I guarantee you that if Trump said, Benny buddy, I want the leaker, Benny Netanyahu would find him the leaker.
Benny Bunny.
They call him Bibi. I believe it's
Bibi.
Bibi.
Yeah.
Bibi Netanyahu.
Can I just tell you that some of the images that the Artemis crew is sending back is absolutely, I mean, chills.
gorgeous.
It is absolutely incredible. The Earth, the moon. I mean, some of the things we've probably never seen. And again, some of it's the color of the moon.
Yeah.
You're like, well, wait a minute. There's some hues right there that look a little bluish. What is that? And then
Yep.
there's brown. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just incredible that what we're seeing this
I
morning.
think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we have a higher resolution
Yeah.
on
a lot
our
of
cameras
technology's
nowadays.
changed.
You know, because the last time we did this and went that far out, it was 1972, and they had a Kodak Instamatic camera. They had the 110, I believe, with the flash cube on top, and that was all the best they could get. Sad but true.
Pretty neat to see.
Tom says, going to get Dollar General black makeup for the Black Jacket Symphony Kiss show. All right, Tom. Good luck with that.
Go for
Let
it.
me know how it works out. A different Tom says, my CVS in Homewood sells Hot Pockets. Keep in mind when you're craving those.
Okay, good to know. When you get a craving.
Yeah, I'm not craving those.
You're just one CVS away from a Hot Pocket.
Craig says, I thought that was the reason you rode the school bus, to learn that stuff from the other kids.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
when the
We'll
information.
learn something. We're not sure what.
You're not learning the correct information. That's the problem.
Class is in session.
Yeah.
Will says, I had the talk with my son, and he was mortified. He said, Uncle Stephen did that to Aunt Allison twice? It's worse than that, son. Your mom and I did it at least once as well.
No, I don't want to know. La, la, la,
How do you think
la, la,
you
la,
got here?
I don't want to know.
Thomas points out football season started 2 weeks ago. Not even making a mention of the Stallions or UFL sure isn't helping promote our team. You're right. We should have made mention of that.
What?
The Stallions.
We did.
No, not with
with
Molly.
Oh.
Molly was
yeah.
just here.
But
And
you and I and Steve, we've been talking about
We
it.
did talk about the Stallions. I mentioned how
She's
AJ
been-
McCarron needs to be fired. He lost a game. It's over for him. It's time to go. That's it.
I wonder what his
We've
buyout
talked
is.
about it. Yeah.
I'm behaving like a Bama fan. How dare you lose? Get out. You're done.
Yeah, don't act like that.
That's so rude. I don't understand it. Okay, this, to me, the American woman is missing after her husband says she fell overboard during a Bahamas boat trip.
Did he go in after her?
My guess would be no.
Hmm.
She was swept
Or
into the
try.
ocean on Saturday around 7:30 p.m. during an evening boat trip with her husband from Hopetown to Elbow Key in the Bahamas. According to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, authorities said the woman fell off the boat with the ignition key, causing the engine to shut off. Well, there you go. Now you could it stopped.
She's right there. Could you get her?
Right.
Right there. She's
Throw the
here's the
throw
key.
the lifesaver thing. What are you
Right.
doing?
Yeah, that's a life jacket.
Hopetown-
Not lifesavers. The
Lifesaver.
thing
No,
to
there's
stop.
there's a round thing. You know.
It's got the boat's name on it.
Yes, that's it.
It's a Gilligan's
SS
Island.
Minnow.
Yeah, that's it. That one.
You throw that out there.
Yeah. Life preserver.
Life preserver, whatever you want to call it. Hopetown Volunteer Fire and Rescue Assistant Chief Stafford Plug Patterson, that's his name, told Fox News Digital that Lynette Hooker, 56, is the woman who fell off the small boat. Her husband, Brian Hooker, left the Abaco Inn on the small boat, and they were heading for their yacht.
Oh, this is the little dinghy until you get to your enormous yacht.
Mhm. Her husband lost sight of her while strong currents swept her away, adding that both people are U.S. nationals. The man paddled ashore, reaching the Marsh Harbor boatyards around 4 a.m. on Sunday.
What?
This happened between 7:30. Well, he paddled this boat, I guess, the boat. He had
What
to
are
paddle
we
it all the
doing
way.
out at night?
He alerted someone.
Going to your yacht.
After,
Did you hear
yeah,
that?
come on.
Gracious.
Hello. He alerted someone after paddling to shore, who then notified police of his wife's disappearance. Taking from 7:30 at night until 4 o'clock in the morning to get there.
Something suspicious
I'm
here.
smelling a rat. The Royal Bahamas Police Force is investigating the woman's disappearance. Due to crime, the U.S. State Department currently says the Bahamas is under a level 2 travel advisory and urges Americans to exercise increased caution due to crime, beach safety, as well as jet skis and boating. Crime like murder.
Uh-huh.
She She fell off the boat. Yeah, that's the story. That's the ticket. She was right there, and she had the keys with her. And that's why it took me so long to get back to shore. Yeah, that's the ticket. Come on.
This doesn't say, yeah, this is not jiving. Yeah.
No.
Let's see if there was a life insurance policy taken out on her.
Mm-hmm.
What do we
have
got?
They have a yacht. They have
Yacht.
a boat that they were taking to the yacht. I'm saying they probably got a pretty good insurance policy.
My guess would be, yeah. And he figured, well, don't take her all the way to the yacht. Just have her fall out here. Oh, it's nice and choppy.
Yeah, we don't want to mess up the yacht.
No.
Dang it, she took the key with her.
Yeah, if only she had not had the key in her hand. Well, that was his excuse for taking until 4 a.m. to make it back to shore. He was like, I had to row all the way.
This doesn't make any sense.
Could have hopped in and swam, buddy. It's not that far, really. How far out do you suppose that yacht was?
Not that far.
The yacht had to be anchored out there, right?
Yeah, it had to be.
Probably 150, maybe 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a mile out.
You would know.
It's the
lived down around-
Bahamas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
sure.
plenty of beach and it's shallow, but
Absolutely.
you just put it out far enough where the engine doesn't
Right,
run
you're not
aground.
going to run aground, and depending on what kind of draw they have on this thing and how big a yacht it was, I find this fascinating. I only know it because I once went to a really, really, really expensive dentist, and he had yachting magazines in his waiting room, and I looked through the back, and for like $50,000, you can rent a yacht with a full crew for a week. And all the fuel, and go someplace, and you and 11 of your closest friends can get together and get on one of these yachts and just go out and have yourself a party for $50,000. Well, that's what it was at the time. It's probably a lot more now because that was about 30 years ago before I wised up and went to a budget dentist.
A budget dentist.
Yeah, he's a very low-end dentist.
Oof.
He doesn't use shots of Novocaine. He uses shots of rum.
Oh.
But it works the same. Works the same, which is good.
And you're happy when you leave.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
That laughing gas is...
This is the hooker who is, I guess, the husband, drifted 4 miles towards Marsh Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hooker then tried to row, but the winds were 18 to 22 knots, and he couldn't make any headway. Well, how about you stay right where you are and try to find her and rescue her?
Well, she had drifted away.
Well,
I mean, you'd think that he would have drifted in the same direction
Right.
as her. What the hell's going on here? I need some answers. It was probably really difficult for her to swim, what with the stones tied to her.
the cinder block
Yes. I think
that wrapped her up in the rope, and
cement-
this is sounding like the Smith Lake
the
dealio.
cement slippers may have caused a little problem for her
Oh,
trying to
that
get
is-
away.
Hey, look, Jimmy Hoffa.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I don't know. That's highly suspicious. When I first heard about this story, I assumed that she had fallen off of like a cruise ship.
Yeah,
And I
that's what
thought,
it sounded like.
Don't they have cameras everywhere on those things?
You
to
would
make
think,
sure?
yeah.
See
But
what's going
yeah,
on?
and when she fell overboard, her husband said that the engine safety lanyard, which is around your neck,
Right.
it went over with her. It wasn't
Right.
like she had the keys in her hand. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did she not know how to swim?
Well,
What's the rest of the story here, hubby? Did she yell, help? Do we know any of that, or she just
was
went
more
under
like,
the water? Richard. He's got that cough drop in his mouth helping
this
him
woman
to
is
do
probably
that.
no longer with us.
Good heavens.
Uh,
no, I don't think she is.
Yeah. Well, I have been in choppy water. I've told the story before. My daughter and I were at the beach, and we got swept out by a riptide,
Yeah,
one of
that's
those undertow,
scary.
the
That's
undertow
very
thing.
scary.
Took me, whoosh, and we were, I was strangely calm. I knew what to do because of my Boy Scout training. I just held on to her, and she's like, "We're moving really fast." I'm like, "I know,
Yep,
it's
just
okay."
sit tight.
So just wait. This is going to die down, and then we're going to swim parallel. And we swam parallel to shore. I had to do it with one arm because I was holding on to her with the other. She was helping as much as she could. She was probably 8, maybe.
Yeah.
And then turned and swam our way back to shore, and everything worked out okay. And I thought, I can't believe that people actually get caught in these things and die, but I guess they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do, and they panic and
But-
they start swimming against it. They
Right.
try to get back in, and
Which
they
exhausts
panic.
you.
Oh, in
Which
minutes you'll be exhausted.
I think that's probably what we're dealing with here. I don't know that it was an undertow, but you get past a certain point on the beaches of the Bahamas, that water's rough as hell.
yeah, there was an
Rough as hell.
8-foot hard bottom dinghy is
Yeah.
what they were in.
That was my nickname in high school, hard bottom dinghy. What?
Or the name of your band.
That's the next band of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, and now you know right here on our stage,
Hard bottom dinghies.
Please welcome Hard Bottom Dinghy. Singing their hit, Swept Out to Sea.
This woman could be dead, and here we are making jokes about dinghies. Way to go, Richard.
Well,
nice job.
You're not the first woman to
Way to
joke
go.
about my dinghy. 9 o'clock, Dixon and Vining,
I
Talk
don't know about your
99.5.
dinghy.